Why more Americans are moving to the Philippines in 2025? Because something's breaking inside them. Not loudly, but in the quiet moments. In the 2-hour commutes, the soul-crushing rent, the fake smiles, the endless grind. And then, they see it. A beach in Palawan. A family eating with their hands, laughing like they've won the lottery, on less than $10 a day. And suddenly, they realize, maybe happiness isn't expensive. Maybe freedom lives in flip-flops, not Ferraris. That's why they're leaving. Not because they failed America, but because America failed them. And in the Philippines, they are finally breathing again. Meet Jake Walters, a 36-year-old software engineer from Denver. 6-figure salary, sleek downtown condo, and all the success he was told to chase. But every morning, Jake woke up with a tight chest and a heavier soul. Rent? $2,400 a month. Commute? 2 hours. Days off? Barely. He was surviving, not living. One morning, stuck in traffic, he had a quiet meltdown. He closed his laptop, booked a one-way flight to Cebu, Philippines, and never looked back. Today, Jake pays $480 for a beachside studio, wakes up to ocean waves, surfs before Zoom calls, and ends his workdays with sunset mango shakes. And guess what? Jake's not some wild exception. He's part of a massive wave of Americans ditching burnout culture for something real. Be honest, how many times have you asked yourself, is this it? The endless grind, the crushing rent, the feeling that no matter how hard you work, life just doesn't feel like life anymore? Well, you're not crazy, and you're definitely not alone. In 2025, a record number of Americans are making a radical, liberating decision to start over abroad. And the Philippines? It's topping the list. Why? 3 simple reasons: affordability, freedom, and peace. This isn't just a retiree thing anymore. Millennials, families, remote workers, they are all flocking to the islands. According to Pew Research, nearly 40% of Americans under 45 are seriously considering living outside the US. And the Philippines already hosts over 300,000 American expats, and that number is only going up. Google search trends for best countries to retire, remote work in Southeast Asia, and cheapest tropical countries to live in are exploding. Imagine this: you're in a hammock. The sea breeze is warm. Your rent is a quarter of what it was. You eating fresh seafood. You're not stressed about money. You're not chasing weekends. You're living them. But hold on. Is it really all sunsets and savings? Not exactly. Because up next, we are digging into the real-life challenges of moving abroad. Culture shock, visa red tape, adjusting to a new lifestyle, and how to beat all of it with 3 secret loopholes Americans are already using to move to the Philippines faster, cheaper, and smarter than ever. If this got your wheels turning, smash that like button like your rent just dropped by 75%. And tell me in the comments, if you could leave tomorrow, where would you go? Because here's the truth, America may have promised you a dream, but sometimes you've got to leave it to finally wake up. Stick around, because we are just getting started. And trust me, what's coming next might just change your life. Do you know what it feels like to work for 35 years, only to sit in your cold kitchen, staring at your pill bottle, wondering whether to pay for your heart meds or your electricity bill? That was the reality for Linda Thompson, 58, from Akron, Ohio, a former ICU nurse, a mother, a woman who gave her life to serving others, only to realize, in retirement, the system she served had nothing left for her. Rent was $1,800. Insurance premiums? Through the roof. And when her legs started swelling, she was told her next appointment with a specialist would take 6 weeks. 6 weeks of pain, limping, fear, and no answers. She didn't cry. She didn't complain. But she started Googling cheapest countries to retire with good healthcare. And that's when she stumbled on 3 words that would change everything: affordable. Philippines. Healthcare. Fast forward to today. Linda lives in Davao City in a beautiful 1-bedroom apartment for $420 per month. Her view? The mountains on one side, the ocean on the other. She spends less than $15 a day. And when she felt chest pain last month, she was in front of a doctor in 20 minutes. Consultation fee? $18. All in English. Clean. Professional. Compassionate. She now has international insurance for $42 per month. No more panic at the pharmacy counter. No more choosing between medicine and meals. And guess what? She got her life back. You think this is just about Linda? Nah, this is about you. Cebu, Davao, Iloilo, cities where expats like you are living well on $1,200 per month. Groceries? Fresh mangoes, fish, veggies for less than $40 per week. Utilities? Under $100. Meals? $2.50. Doctors? Accessible, respectful, human. You're not running away. You're running toward peace, freedom, and dignity. And in 2025, this isn't a secret anymore. It's a movement. Over 300,000 Americans now call the Philippines home, and they are not just retirees. They are digital nomads, veterans, parents, People who are tired of the grind and ready to reclaim their lives. Let me ask you something. What's stopping you? Are you really gonna wait until another rent hike eats your entire paycheck? Until a hospital puts you on hold while your health deteriorates? Or will you take the leap before the wave becomes a flood? Because here's the thing. Demand is rising. Foreigners are pouring in. Rental prices are creeping up. Healthcare appointments are filling faster. And those who wait, they'll be watching from the sidelines, wishing they had moved when it was still within reach. Back in Ohio, Linda's neighbor, Dave, 62, refused to go. Said he'd tough it out. Last week, he passed away from a stroke. Alone. On his couch. He never made it to his appointment. Don't let that be your story. If you had the chance to escape the grind and start over somewhere affordable, warm, and welcoming, where your health actually matters, what's really holding you back? Let's talk in the comments. What fears are keeping you stuck, and what part of the Philippines would you give anything to wake up in? And hold tight, because in the next chapter, we'll reveal the best Filipino cities for Americans to retire in, and the rising expat hotspots most people haven't even heard of yet. Your second chance isn't years away. It's one decision away. 2025 changed everything. The cubicle? Dead. Rush hour traffic? Irrelevant. Your boss breathing down your neck in an open plan office? Gone. Remote work isn't a trend anymore. It's the new American dream. But here's the twist. Many Americans aren't living that dream in America anymore. They are living it from a beachside cafe in Dumaguete or in a jungle villa in Siargao, where Wi-Fi meets waterfalls and deadlines are met in board shorts. Picture this. You're working on your laptop with the sound of waves behind you, sipping calamansi juice under palm trees. The sun's out, the breeze is perfect. And guess what? It's Tuesday. You already sent your report to your boss back in New York. Meanwhile, you're barefoot, stress-free, and genuinely happy for the first time in years. That's exactly what happened to Eric. Eric used to work 60 hours a week in Austin, Texas. Great salary, miserable life. His breaking point came during a Zoom call in late 2023. His boss muted him mid-sentence and said, "Let's circle back." That was it. He closed the laptop and Googled best places for digital nomads 2024. What popped up? Siargao, Dumaguete, Cebu, the Philippines. Now, here's where it gets wild. The Philippine government saw this coming. They launched remote worker incentives, visa extensions, co-working spaces in paradise, and even startup hubs along the coastlines. Siargao now has fiber internet, surf lessons after lunch, and co-working cafes that serve Halo and Wi-Fi strong enough to run free Zoom calls and stream Netflix all at once. Eric landed in Siargao with a backpack and his MacBook. His rent? $350 a month. His view? Oceanfront. He wakes up early, finishes work by noon, then surfs, hikes, or dives coral reefs with locals. No traffic, no pressure, no more $6 lattes. Just freedom. Now before you say, but what about culture shock? Don't even sweat it. English is widely spoken. Filipinos are known for their warmth, humor, and treating strangers like long-lost cousins. And you'll laugh at how fast you adjust. Soon you're greeting people with kamusta, bargaining for bananas at the palenque, and making friends over karaoke battles in the neighborhood sari-sari store. The real kicker? You don't lose anything. You gain everything. Lower costs, better lifestyle, a genuine community, and a spiritual reset that no paycheck can buy. Still wondering if this is legit? A 2025 FlexJobs survey revealed that 56% of remote workers in the US have considered moving abroad, nearly half of them citing the Philippines as a top pick. Why? 7,641 islands, tropical weather all year round, jungle waterfalls, white sand beaches, and cities like Cebu and Davao are evolving into Southeast Asia's next digital capitals. Think Bali meets Austin, but with better food, less noise, and actual smiles. And yes, there's reliable internet. Don't let the old rumors fool you. In 2025, Smart and Globe rolled out fiber to almost every major island. Siargao alone just got a new undersea cable. So your video calls are crystal clear, even when monkeys are chilling outside your window. Let's be real. How long are you going to stare at beige apartment walls in a place that drains your soul and your bank account? What if you could trade burnout for balance? Anxiety for adventure? Deadlines for sunsets? Every week, more and more Americans are making the jump. Co-living spots are getting booked out. Long-stay visas are evolving. And digital nomad spaces are turning into tight-knit tribes. If you wait too long, your dream seat might be taken by someone else who decided to say yes when you were still thinking about it. Eric used to wake up dreading Mondays. Now, Mondays are snorkeling days. Tuesdays are island hopping. He still works 30 hours a week, but it feels like 10 because he's living where people vacation. So let me throw this to you. If your job no longer ties you down, why is your fear doing the job for it? What would your life look like if you took your talents and laptop to the Philippines for 6 months? No cold winters, no insane rent, no soul-sucking grind. Just you, a hammock, and a second chance to get life right. And hey, if you had to choose between New York winters and Siargao sunrises, which one are you really built for? Let's hash it out in the comments. Are you ready to upgrade your 9 to 5, or are you still trying to convince yourself that burnout is normal? Why are we still killing ourselves to retire in a country that clearly doesn't want us to? Let that sit for a second. Because if you're 50 or older, barely holding on through inflation, and watching your dreams shrink as rent rises, this hits home. You gave your best years to a system that's now pricing you out of your own future. Now compare that to Mark. Back in 2022, he was drowning in debt, stuck in Phoenix, Arizona, suffocating in triple-digit heat and a mountain of bills. $2,200 rent, $1,000 insurance, and $5 tomatoes. Retirement? He laughed at the word. It felt like a cruel joke. But here's the twist. 2025 Mark lives like a king in the Philippines. He pays $430 for a high-rise condo in Tagaytay with lake views. It has a pool, a gym, a concierge. He spends less on healthcare in a month than he did on parking tickets back in the States. And with the Special Resident Retirees Visa, or SIRV, Mark doesn't just live here. He belongs here. The SIRV is a game changer. Americans aged 50 plus can apply with as little as $10,000 in deposit. And in return, you get indefinite residency, exemption from exit clearances, access to government services, tax perks, and even discounts on travel. It's not just a visa, it's a second life. But here's where it gets real. 2025 is a unique window. A proposed US-Philippines tax treaty could eliminate double taxation. That means your US retirement income won't get taxed twice. You keep more of your Social Security, 401k, or pension. And yes, the cost of living? Still jaw-droppingly low. Want property? Foreigners can't own land, but they can buy condos, and they are. In safe, expat-friendly cities like Cebu, Dumaguete, and Tagaytay, you can buy a furnished condo with 24/7 security, Wi-Fi, and amenities for $30,000 to $70,000. That's less than a down payment in most US cities. And these aren't remote jungles. We are talking vibrant communities with cafes, hospitals, international schools, and fiber internet. You can live modern without losing touch with nature. Still worried about safety? Let's bust that myth. According to Numbeo, many major Philippine cities have lower crime indexes than popular US cities. Tagaytay, cleaner A, lower crime, and less political tension than LA or New York. The truth? The Philippines is no longer just a backpacker's paradise. It's becoming a retirement haven, a lifestyle revolution, and for many Americans, a chance to rewrite their ending. So ask yourself this. Are you holding on to a country that's already let go of you? Or are you ready to build a future in one that still wants you? Because time is moving. Opportunities are opening. And while the US debates, expats are already living it. Now it's your turn. If you had the option to live debt-free, stress-free, and surrounded by beauty, would you take it? Or is comfort in chaos just too familiar? Let us know in the comments. Would you ever retire abroad? If so, is the Philippines on your radar, or do you have another hidden gem in mind?